My name is Abigail Fisher, and I graduated from Cincinnati Christian University with a bachelor's in English.
So my name is Caleb Potts. I graduated from Mount Vernon Nazarene University, and I have a major in health science with 2 minors in psychology and criminal justice.
So I am Brooklyn Smith. I just graduated from Grace College, and I have an undergrad degree in entrepreneurial management and my MBA, so Master's of Business Administration.
I am Mark Martin. I'm the lead pastor here at Maiden Lane, and I'm graduating from the Anderson University School of Theology and Christian Ministry. And the degree I earned was Doctor of Ministry.
So I will be moving to Columbus in July to join the Executive Development Program for Macy's. And then I'm also just working on getting my business off the ground. So I own a boutique that sells previously loved gowns to women of all styles and all budgets.
My plans for after graduation consist of just trying to find a job. I'm looking in the healthcare field for any type of job that God is leading me towards. I have considered jobs in like FEMA. I've considered just different stuff in the healthcare field, honestly. So
I am working in Cincinnati at Starbucks, keeping the people of Cincinnati caffeinated. But after this summer, I'll be starting law school at University of Cincinnati in the fall, and just going to be here for the next 3 years at least. I'll be getting my JD from University of Cincinnati and also joining the Air Force to be in their ROTC program at the school and going on the track of being a JAG, which is a Judge Advocate General in the Air Force.
I think on a personal side, I'm a great believer in what I call lifelong learning. So whether it's a degree or just you're doing continuing education in some way, I think it's real important for us to stay active in a learning mode, keep our minds active, growing and developing as persons. So it's really been helpful to me in terms of personal and professional growth. And I think the thing, I've read a lot of books and things I probably wouldn't have read, honestly, otherwise, if I hadn't have been doing this degree, which has been good, because I've learned so much. But it's from the people I've met in the journey. I've learned a lot from. So it's helped me personally, and it's certainly helped me as a pastor and as a leader to be a more thoughtful, more reflective leader, which I think is really important in leadership.
my faith has definitely grown in basically just becoming my own person in Christ, having my own faith. That came with a lot of trust that God has a plan for me, trust that He can use me to the best of my potential.
Going to a school far away from my family, far away from my home church, I mean, not necessarily super far, but in a different city, it kind of allowed me to take ownership of it and actually see if you're going to grow closer to Jesus, if you're going to walk with Him, it's going to be a daily thing that you choose. So that was a huge thing as far as discipline and becoming a lot more aware of my role in my faith rather than just letting it happen to me or letting other people tell me this is what it means to be a Christian or this is what it means to love God. I think that I've just seen God move in way bigger ways than I had ever imagined He could, and that's been really cool and sort of shaped my perspective on just how big He is.
I think I've seen my faith grow the most in seeing my plans fall apart. I've learned a lot of letting go of control and seeing God in the little things throughout these past 4 years. Every time something in my eyes fell apart, now I can look back and see things falling into place. So just learning to trust His plan over mine.
One of the ways it's really helped my faith to grow, because in order to be a lead pastor of Maiden Lane and to do a doctorate at the same time requires a great deal of discipline. And because it takes a lot of time and effort. So, it certainly helped me to focus more on personal discipline and You know, it's the reading has made me go places within my heart and mind. You know, I've seen a lot of growth in my personal walk.
To be a part of the Main Lane family just means that you have a family outside of your own family. I go to church and everybody there is really happy to see me, gives me a hug, very interested in what I'm doing with school, where my life is going. So it's just really encouraging. They're just a really encouraging family, really encouraging congregation, just always pushing me towards the best I can be and the best I can be in Christ. So
honestly, there's no way I complete this degree without the help of a lot of other people. So I had both what was called a professional development team, but also a local leadership team. Talked about my journey, how was things going. I'm going to give a big kudo, a shout out Lori Baker. She served as my outside editor and proofreader for my dissertation, which honestly, that is no small undertaking. Our elders have been very supportive, okay? Very super supportive, encouraging me. Miss Chris has been a constant encourager, a little bit of nag sometimes too.
The first thing that comes to mind when I think about how Maiden Lane has supported me is honestly like Jenna and Ryan, just because you guys send me like all kinds of little postcards and things and just like texts like to say like thinking of you, like wondering how we can be praying for you. I think that like having the young adult small group has been really helpful, especially like in my last year of college. It's like kept me like motivated and just like encouraged. Being like thought of throughout the week is really, really nice.
I actually back home have a whole stack of cards from Maiden Lane that I've kept. I'm such a words of affirmation person, and so I keep those, and just knowing that I'm always welcome back home. I haven't always been able to go to youth group growing up or small group or even Sunday school, but knowing that I'm still invited means a lot.
All I would say is writing a doctoral dissertation academically, it's the single hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. So don't underestimate, how difficult it can be. But if you do it and do it successfully, it's very fulfilling. So I am really glad it's done, and I do hope to write some more, but it will not be a dissertation. I promise you that. It'll be writing of a different nature. So yeah, that's what I would say. You really got to weigh it out, count the cost. Make sure you have the people around you on board. They're going to support you because you're going to need that. Yeah.
My words of wisdom would definitely be that no matter how good you think your plans are, God's are way better. Don't get so caught up in like what you have planned and like what ideas you have for your life that you miss on like the small ways that God is like shaping your life and showing you like, this is what I have next for you. So something that I'm like taking with me moving forward into life after school and like going to law school is just like making the next best decision instead of like trying to figure everything all out like all at once and like having this like grand plan for my life, because ultimately God has that plan.
I struggled a lot with having my own plan and not necessarily listening to what God has to say, and because of that my plans ended up changing a lot from when I first started school. So my initial advice would be to be flexible. Have a plan that you want to go towards, but also be flexible for what God has in store for you, because ultimately He can make you the best person that you can be.
Be bold in who God created you to be. And definitely to say yes to the small adventures as well as the big ones. Go travel the world if the opportunity presents itself, but also don't be afraid to stay up all night talking to somebody just to get to know them better. Learn how to love people well. I think college is so much more than just the classroom. Definitely keep up your grades, but I learned so much more about people than I did about business in school, and I'm so thankful for that.